Yo, Potato of Science is here, and I was in the middle of talking about this, basically, and I don't want anyone to take this as me belittling pronouns or anything, or really gender identity in general. It's just, I think some of the ways we approach it can be unreasonable, and so basically what I've been saying is, like, you need to advocate for yourself on your gender identity. You really cannot rely on other people to be like, oh, so what pronouns do you use? And you can't just do that. Because a lot of people don't know about it. And if you ask every single person that you engage in conversation with, who you might just be meeting, you're not. And if you ask, like, what pronouns do you go by, chances are they're not even gonna know what you're even talking about. And then second off, they'll be like, what is a pronoun? And I guess you'll have your answer there then, but it's just, that's a really poor way to really go about it. And I think the way that we can really do this as a whole is just advocate for ourselves. I can't advocate for you. You can't advocate for me. And it's just, we've really got to advocate for what gender we go by. We have to advocate for ourselves. We have to inform people. Just like I would as a blind person. I don't expect people to instantly ask me, so how much can you see? I don't expect that. I don't expect that at all. I do appreciate it when it happens, but because people will actually know what's going on, but point being is, that's not a common thing. You don't ask a sighted person who is wearing glasses, how much can you see, or whatever. That's, and you don't ask a 20/20 vision human, like, hey, how much can you actually see? Of course, that's kind of going a little outside of the realm a little bit, but it's still like, as a blind person, I need to advocate for myself, and I feel the same applies to being trans or non-binary. You need to seriously advocate for yourself. You have to be like, hey, I go by this and this gender, or whatever. Tell your teachers, tell whoever it's necessary. For me, being blind, I would tell a teacher. I would tell, I hate doing it, but if I go into a restaurant, I can't see the board, I need help. And I get the whole, you don't want to come out, because I kind of feel that sensation a bit with my sight. I don't like people seeing me as blind, and neither do I like people seeing me as trans, but I'm not really passable enough either way, so I'm just like, okay, screw it. And plus, it helps get me more information, but point is, you gotta be your own change. I can't be your change. Other people can't be your change. You can't be my change. Other people can't be my change. I would love to go up to someone and be like, okay, I'm gonna force you to fix my eyesight. Fix it! Fix everything about me! But, point being is, I know I'm emphasizing this a lot, but if we just advocate for ourselves, despite whatever thing it is, from disability to gender, to really, if we want people to be informed, we need to advocate for ourselves. We can, telling people to do this specifically, I personally don't think it's as an effective way. Now, it's good to put information out there like most people do, but it's just, a lot of times people aren't going to find this unless they are specifically looking for it. And that's something people need to understand is, yeah, I mean, let's try to make this more inform people, but until people know it more commonly, until people know that, oh, there are actually trans people out there, then, yeah, that's just, we're just gonna have to work on advocating for ourselves. We can't expect anyone else to ask for pronouns. And I think that's good. And honestly, and since I am using my parallel of blind to gender, I'm going to say that if someone says that, but you was born a girl or boy or whatever, just be like, okay, so if a blind person who is born blind gets their sight corrected at a later age, are they still blind? I wish my sight could be corrected. It's not correctable. I really wish it was, but it's not. But just kind of like, if a sighted person's eyes are fixed to be kind of sighted, maybe with, they might still have a couple cataracts or maybe nystagmus or something, but if their sight is past, over in the sighted realm, are they still considered blind? And I'm just kind of like, I thought about that, so it's like, hey, use that if you want to explain to people, like, if, at least, if you